should be afraid, everything will change. You and I, jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making moves. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000
Oh, did you see me dancing? Sorry about that, guys. Welcome to the Pop Culture Corner. My name's Ty, and this is the Pop Culture Update. I know it's a little bit extraordinary, but tonight I am joined by one of my favorite people in the world, Mr. Matt Jarbo, from Hollywood After Dark, $3 Theater, and Matt Jarbo channel. I think there's like 84 channels that he has, all that are working, entwine. I don't know. We'll have him explain it because I don't know. But oh my God, it's so fun to be back. I feel normal. I just got over COVID. Well, I think I got over it. I'm not truly sure. I feel good though. I feel good, as you can see. Guys, make sure to smash that like button, help the algorithm, and share the show. Share it across social media so your friends, family, enemies, I don't care. The Snyder Camp, Sill, all of them can watch along with us. Even Zodwriter. We want everyone here tonight. It's going to be a magnificent show. Magnificent. And if you want to support the channel further, become a member. Smash that join button. And for as low as $2.99, you can help support the channel every single month. We have 3 tiers: $2.99, $4.99, and $9.99. And if you want to support also, but don't want to become a member, send a donation via Super Chat. Apple and YouTube take a lot of money from it, but that's okay. That's the name of the game. Without further ado, Mr. Matt Jarbo.
Hey, what's going on, man?
That intro was fire.
It was, yeah. Thank you for making me blush.
Yeah, man, I love you. You know that. I love you. No, but listen, the reason we're here today is because during my time away, I was the onlooker, right? I was the looker, and I was watching what was happening via DMs, via Twitter groups, via YouTube channels, YouTube shows. And oh my God, when you're looking in on it, it is so goddamn pathetic. It is so pathetic. The fights that go on, the gaslighting, the playing both sides of the road, just all of it. You can see it so cut and dry. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this kind of stuff? Because there are so many people that are playing. They are literally, and you, the audience, they're playing you. People like Grace Randolph, and others that know who they are. If you have to ask yourself, am I one of those people? You're one of those people. I'm sorry to say it. But there's been a huge outpouring of leaks and then confirmations, right? So a leak will come out, and then someone will take that leak, they'll run with the story, they'll twist that story, and that all of a sudden becomes the truth. Now, this is a dangerous game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that's kind of the best way to look. A lot of people, I feel at this point, are like very much ruled by emotion, and it's difficult to not be. We're coming up on season 3 of the pandemic. The writing is kind of flatlined. The plot points are kind of going nowhere, and we all kind of feel like we're just spinning our wheels. It's not hard to get frustrated. Trust me, I get frustrated all the time, and I can be a jerk about it. I'm stubborn. But I like to think that no matter what, I'm relatively fair. I might be a dick, but I try to be fair in my dickishness. But the thing is like there are people out there who have turned like the scoop game into their primary source of revenue, or what they hope to be their primary source of revenue. And I think it's caused a lot of problems with the movie talk world in general, because when you start to really look at it as a whole, you go, okay, well, am I wanting to actually see this movie, or am I wanting to know everything about it before going in?
Right.
And it's
Right.
interesting because Topher Grace, who, you know, most people just kind of write off as Red Foreman from that 70s show, you know, he put out a thread today on Twitter talking about how, like, teaser trailers used to be amazing.
Yeah.
And nowadays trailers are just garbage. They show you the entire movie. Well, he's right. The reason why that happens is because studies have proven that people like to know what they're going to see before they go in. And one of the things that a lot of people, I don't know if they know this consciously, but or even subconsciously, you know, these movies are not made because, you know, some executive is like, oh, I want to see this movie made. These big tentpole movies that we all watch, these are largely done by committee. These are market researched and focus tested to hell and back. They know what the general audience is going to react to. And that's why they're able to even do the box office predictions. I mean, think about that for a second, right? These companies are so advanced in their research of how the market operates that they can generally figure out, based upon how well ticket sales are moving and or pre-ticket sales are going and things like that, the general online conversation, to figure out roughly what the domestic take home is going to be. And oftentimes they're pretty
Right.
close,
Right. Yeah.
you know, and
That's what those are. That's what those you know, if you work in the restaurant world, right? What they do is they take, you know, say you know, Mother's Day is coming up. They take the past 5 years of Mother's Day, and they average it out, and that's how they plan for this one, right? That's how they take the numbers from the past 5 years, from a something that's similar, and average it out, and that's how they build their pars. That's how they average out certain things. That's how they know what to order. So yeah, the logistics and the numbers, that all comes from like super smart mathematical equations.
Yep. But, you know, if you were to listen to certain fan bases on the internet, it really comes from tweets.
Really?
I'm just being
I know,
a dick.
I know.
You know, really, there's a lot of people that, you know, they like, I get it. Like vocal minorities on the internet, generally like to feel like they can move the needle. Sometimes they can. Let's be fair. Sometimes they can, but it really depends on the facilities, and the
Right.
circumstances surrounding that event. Like, for
Right.
example, you know, I'll like the Save Daredevil movement, for example. They were vindicated this last month, right? And no one was really talking much about the Save Daredevil movement, where they kicked off, I believe, early 2019, maybe even late 2018, trying to push the whole thing about, you know, hey, save Daredevil after Netflix canceled it. And then they never got the same kind of sway as the Snyder Cut movement, but they were, again, very much aligned on that front. But
And they
hey,
did a good job.
They did a good job.
I don't think that I think Save Daredevil, you know, for what it was, I think that, you know, Matt Murdock would have always shown up in. I think that was always the plan, but the Save Daredevil thing, the way it happened, actually no, I think the whole Save Daredevil thing may have been the deciding force on whether he showed up in No Way Home. So I guess you're right. They did pull that off.
It's really not actually that. So I talked about this last night on the show, because D'Onofrio had said that they had no. I mean, Charlie Cox has admitted that he knew that Daredevil would be coming back, and so he knew about it like years ago. You know, he knew that he would be returning. It would just take that cool off period. And D'Onofrio had said that the reason why the Netflix shows were canceled was because of Disney Plus.
Yeah, of course. And
you know,
and
so
by the way, H Barts, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Your microphone did get sent out today. For the giveaway. So I will send you that tracking information after the show. Thank you so much for being a member. Thank you. You're such a great guy. So
yeah, no,
I sent H Bart's $150 microphone.
You better use it, motherfucker.
As our giveaway. Actually, Raya won the giveaway and told me give it to H Bart's. He
Nice.
said re-gift it to H Bart's. So I had to reroute the shipping back to myself, and then now I had to route it back to him. But I got COVID, so I can't leave the house to ship it. So I had to have someone else go to the post office and ship it for me. But it is on its way, H Bart's. Thank you so much for being a member. Raya, if you're anywhere out there, thank you so much for being such a generous person and giving it to H Bart's. H Bart's, you better use the microphone. It's a $150 USB microphone. And that's what our giveaways are for, guys. So please send super chats, become a member. We're not pulling in a ton of money, and I'm giving $150 microphones away. Imagine when we are making money. So, thank you guys so much. But continue. I'm sorry.
Oh no, well, I was gonna say for one, H Bart's is a badass guy, so
Geek Trust says Snyder Cut and Daredevil movements did nothing. It was always the plan.
Well, okay, so the Daredevil, I will agree, because the show was extremely popular on Netflix, and it would be really ridiculous to go in and cancel it and never find a way to bring it back. It just took time to get there. So that one is like that. The Snyder Cut, on the other hand, I do believe that the vocal nature of the fans definitely helped push it towards getting made. But the reality of it is that HBO Max was on the horizon, because what people need to remember is that there was the merger, the AT&T buyout of Time Warner that happened in 2018. That's the reason why Justice League was rushed to theaters, was because Kevin Tushihara and Toby Emmerich wanted to get their bonuses. That's been well documented, but they wanted to get their bonuses because they thought they were going to be fired.
Yes.
And so so they rushed it out to kind of cover their ass, and it's a whole fucked situation.
Right.
Well, then here comes AT&T, and they want to take over, and now they create Warner Media, and they bring in Keelar, because Keelar worked on Hulu, and they want to they want to merge HBO into the streaming world, and they want to take that fan base and build it out. Well, okay, so when Keelar's looking at what can we do, and think, well, we need the genre content. Well, we have this shot movie. We just need to have, let Zack finish it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with Zack. I sorry to cut you off.
No.
That's the whole thing with the Snyder Cut, is they were starving for content. No movies could be made. So what's the best plan? Oh, we have a movie that really can be made, it can be finished from the safety of most people's homes, as long as we supply the equipment. And it was a no-brainer. Right? Make the Snyder Cut. How many fucking balloons do you crack with that one? Not only do you make the fans happy, you get content out there, and you have a Justice League on your streaming service. That's a win-win-win.
Yeah, that very much is. And the thing is, they know that. They absolutely know that. And that's the whole thing. Like I said, all this stuff is market tested. The only downside in regards to Zack Snyder's Justice League was that they had decided that they wanted to make it a dead end. And, that's unfortunate, right? That's unfortunate that it's what happened, but this is the business side of it. This is probably, I don't even want to say out of Jason Keelar's hands, because he's the guy in charge, but clearly Emmerich and Hamada wanted to go a different direction, and they were already establishing films to go a different direction, and they were told to let this thing happen. And I think they were happy with the results of it, because it did elevate their brands, by the way. Their other brands, I think, elevated as a result. But the downside to it is, though, is when we're talking about corporate synergy and the way these businesses operate, they're doing it to what is the best way and the most cheapest way they can make money. The biggest problem people tend to forget when it comes to Zack Snyder movies is they're not cheap.
They're not cheap.
Yeah.
They're actually on the highest, or the very, very top echelon of filmmaking. He's a very, very, very expensive filmmaker,
and he does a great job. And at no point are we deriding his creativity or his ability, because the guy's fantastic. But I think a lot of people tend to forget that, and I like to bring this up whenever I get into a tiff with the Snyder fans, which I think is almost daily now.
And that's what I want to get to.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in a quick second. But I say, look, where's the money going to come from? Because, even though these companies are going to put out $20 billion, $30 billion in content, that sounds like an insanely high amount of money, because it is an insanely high amount of money. But if you look at Netflix and you look at Disney Plus, guess what? That's average now. That's average. That's not a big wow factor. When it was like Netflix dropping $8 billion a year on content, you're like, God damn, that's insane. Now they're up to 25, 30 billion, and we don't really bat an eye at it because this is the new norm.
Right. Right.
So, and that's the thing, I don't think they realize that, like, the industry is designed to make money. They will spend money to make money, but they also, they'll cancel things that don't match expectations. So, and that's a reality we've all lived with for as long as we've all been alive.
Yep. And Ambassadorial Wing says, my 2 cents. Fans, movements, groups are a mixed bag. In my experience, they have gone sideways and ended badly. I've ended associations, which is like friendships, because of how toxic and obsessive individuals have become. Now that leads me into and Matt, what a great way to describe the Snyder thing, right? It's very expensive. He's a great filmmaker, but he is occupied right now, over at Netflix. Like, the writing is on the wall, guys. The problem, and RJ, I'll get to your comment. The writing on the wall is there, right? The problem is, and thank you for the $4.99 super chat. He says, is this stream meant to call out scoopers or YouTubers? Is the problem the fandom itself, or more than that? This seems to be a Snyder fandom issue. No, that's how the conversation started. And we're going to get far into it. The problem is scoopers, with scoopers, what they do is they maybe get information, and they write a story on it. They twist it to make it their own, right? We know the people. I'm really trying to refrain from saying names here, but it's like almost impossible. Certain scoopers want to take quotes from people in certain movements, and twist it so that it makes sense, and they can say, look, Ben Affleck's coming back. He just not right now, right? The DCU is dead, but the Snyderverse still exists, and it's still kicking.
Yeah.
You can't do that to the general audience or people that depend on you for the news. That's so confusing. The problem is the fake news sphere on Twitter and all social media, right? You can't trust anybody. Scoopers, I love Mikey. Don't get me wrong. I have good relationships with a lot of scoopers, but the problem itself seems to be that people are twisting words and they're playing both sides of the street, so that no matter what outcome happens, they can say, I told you so. And then that'll renew your faith in them. And they can say, yep, I was right the whole time. And this doesn't just go for people like Syl or people like Mike, not Mikey, people like Syl or others like that. It goes for anybody who reports the news. If you report it, do your research, vet the sources, do all that. Make sure that you're presenting the facts. Make sure you're backing it up, like the news, right? The news, ABC News, they won't run a story unless they can source it at least twice. If they can source it twice, they'll run the story.
Yeah, well, they'll try. I mean, like, I think CNN has a bit of problem on that front. A little bit of there, but this is the thing. It's kind of like the scooping is stuff where sometimes look, in the last couple years, it's done very, very well. I think because people don't know what's going on, and they don't know exactly what to expect for theaters, stuff being closed down and things along those lines. And I think it just kind of gives them like an idea of what to expect. And so the unexpected doesn't apply. I mean,
Right.
we already like to know what happens anyway, but this is just, I think, a comfort thing, especially on these big properties that people out there really, really, really like. So, I mean, I could just be talking out my ass on this one probably, but that's kind of how I view it. I would like to, Scoopers, I generally don't have a big problem with the Scoopers themselves as much as I do their fan base. Because like the fans are the ones that then get the attachment because they feel like they've got the inside track and they can lord it over you. And that's kind of my big issue with it. I feel like in the case of, I also don't like paywalled content on this front. Like if you get the scoops for free, give it away for free. Look, I'll say this, like Mikey Sutton, whatever, he writes the articles on the website. Yeah, there's ads. He gets, I think he told me upwards of like nearly 2 million clicks a month, at least with the Spider-Man stuff. I don't know how things are now, but
Right.
So it's like, okay, cool. We make your money that way. That's a perfectly fine way to make money. There's nothing wrong with doing live streams talking about this kind of stuff. But what I hate is when there's a pushback on it and you get the, well, you don't know what I know nonsense. That bothers me.
That bothers me to my core. If you tell your audience, right? And if your audience is, let's say, 10 or 11,000 subscribers, right? And you say, I know something, or they look to you for guidance, and you say, well, you don't know what I know, right? That is insinuating that you know something, and it's always in terms of the Snyder Cut, right? You're inferring to your audience that you know something, because the conversation typically goes, oh, it's not going to happen, and then someone will say, well, you don't know what I know. That's inferring that, oh, there's a chance. So you're giving false expectation. You're leading down that line of false hope when in reality nobody knows. Post merger, if anyone is telling you they know what's happening after the merger, they're lying to you. They are lying. Plain and fucking simple. The people a part of the merger, they might have plans drawn up, but nothing is finalized yet. So even the people a part of the merger don't know. Not exactly. They might have, like I said, they might have plans. They might have speculation. They might have outlines. Like, this is what we want to do. But nothing is concrete. Nothing. So if anyone's telling you they know exactly what's happening, they are lying to you.
Oh, yeah. Well, and a lot of people, like, again, it's all hope. It's all hope is really what it boils down to. And I get in trouble for this all the time because I tell people, Mike, look, my job is not to sell you on false hope, right? So I'll give you a case in point. Like after I saw, before I saw Spider-Man No Way Home, if you were to ask me, what are your thoughts about a potential Amazing Spider-Man 3? I would have been like, no. No, no. Do you not know the history? I mean, come on, man. So then I see Spider-Man No Way Home and I was asked that question. I'm all like, yep, maybe. And then they're like,
Arts, thank you for the $5 super chat. No disrespect to Enosh, and no one said Enosh. No one, no disrespect to Enosh, but I know he did the you don't know what I know to Matt for a while. And that was a big thing. I mean, that happened on our channel.
Well, not even just to me, but he did
it to his audience.
The thing is, like, yeah, and he'll look. I love Enosh. We have our problems. Even today, we had our problems and everything else. But I think a lot of it is, it's like, there is a certain set. Like, I'll be the first one to admit that this can be a problem. There's a lot of ego when it comes to doing this kind of content, especially what I mean is like YouTube in general, because when you start to develop an audience of people and you go live and your audience, starts to give you like a lot of attention and your job is to entertain them and things like that, it becomes very easy to slip into that whole thing of like, you kind of matter more than you do, because you feel like you have all this attention, therefore now you have value. And it could be that in your personal life, you've never had that kind of attention before, positive or negative. You've just never really had it. And it's one of the biggest problems that YouTube has, because when you have celebrities that come into the limelight, guess what? They're insulated like crazy. They've got their team, they've got their friends, they've got the industry as a whole. They keep to themselves, you know? Like those people in Hollywood, they keep to themselves because they don't need to ever go out and like deal with this shit. But when you're a YouTuber and you've now got 1 million people looking at you and you're by yourself in your room, it can be intimidating and it can really start to mess with your head. I think in the case of, and I've said this to Enosh and I'll just repeat it. I think in the case of Enosh, you know, he started really kind of, I want to say kind of acting out a little bit when people started really challenging him. And given his line of work, which is a pastor, and that's what he's done for most of his life, that's a position of power where your job is to influence other people. And I'm not speaking ill of him or his religion, faith, or career choice. What I mean by that is when you're in a position where you have people looking to you for inspiration and they're looking to you for guidance and knowledge, you really can't be wrong, because that would undercut literally everything that you're attempting to do. Even if you say, I don't know, and you try to offer some kind of modicum of advice, you still have to come at it with an air of authority, because that person is trusting you to guide them. And when you are the shepherd to a flock, that is kind of your job. Exactly. And I think that if you ever start really getting pushback on that, it ends up being this thing where, you know, again, our egos are designed to protect us. Exactly. And I'm stubborn and I have an ego 100%. And I'll admit that, but I also like to laugh at myself, and I don't mind if other people take cracks at me and shit. If it's all done in jest, I don't really care, you know? And it also depends on what it is. I'll just be, that's that. But what I mean is, like, that's kind of the whole point, is when you're in a position like that and you have that authority over people and you have that influence over people, when you say something along the lines of, you don't know what I know, it is meant to convey a very specific response. And that flock, if you will, especially if you're saying this in relation to something that they hold very near and dear to their hearts, something that they believe in. We're not talking an opinion, Ty. We're talking a belief. Vastly different.
It's a vast, a belief, right? A belief is so pure. It's so fragile, right? So when you feed that belief, when you feed it, it becomes overwhelming to somebody, right? Why do you think Lightcast survived and thrived for so long? It's because they told you exactly what you wanted to hear over and over and over until finally, people saw through. People finally saw through the cracks. And they were like, wait a second, this doesn't make sense. You've been telling me the Batman's been coming out. You've been telling me the Air Cut's coming out. You've been telling me all these things. And it took a very bad motion comic fiasco to finally break that bridge. Like, look what happens when you believe someone so blindly. They take advantage of you. Also, by the way, thank you, Anthony Beltre, for the $2 super chat. Matt Scoot calling you out is funny. I don't know who Matt Scoot is.
Oh, right. So he's one of Sill's guys, right? Claims to work in the industry. I don't know. So he got like, so that whole Ray Fisher thing happened today, and calling out like, James Gunn and whatever. And I kind of and I called it petty because I think it's petty. Sorry.
Well, that's the video that I'm going to do tonight. So
okay.
I have a pop culture update. I'm filming it, by myself, pre-recorded, and I have a lot to talk about. But I mean, you definitely step into it a little bit.
Sure. Well, more or less what it was is I just called it out and I said, like, Ray's getting petty, because I feel at this point now it's like,
But saying that. Now people are going to call you racist.
Oh, yeah. Well, I get called that regardless. I get called that regardless because of something stupid I said over a decade ago that I've I constantly apologized for.
Shutting off.
Wait, what's up?
My camera keeps shutting off.
Oh.
I have no idea why. But no, as soon as you say something in opposite of Ray Fisher, you're automatically labeled a racist. And that is not the case. That is not the case. Ray Fisher, keep going. I'm sorry.
Well, more or less the idea there is, anyway, Scoots is one of those guys. And then he had tweeted out, he said like Matt Jarbo like ruins everything or something along those lines, which is, you know, it's a funny take to have, you know, because I disagree, but that's me. And I said, oh, says the cultist, I'll be live tonight if you want to come by and talk about it. And then he fires up a Twitter space and he's like, no, I'm live right. I'm in a Twitter space. Come in right now. And I'm like, yeah, I'm having dinner with my kids, dude.
That's not,
you know,
the Twitter space thing. I'm all set with it, honestly.
I mean, it's fine. I don't mind it. It's just like, I literally am like, when he was bitching at me, I'm like literally sitting down to feed my 2-year-old and my 4-year-old dinner and then make dinner myself and hang out with my family, you know? And then I'm like, no, like I'm busy and we can do it later.
And then they take that as, oh, he wouldn't talk to us. He's scared.
No, he just kept running his mouth on tweets and stuff like that. He's like, you know, he goes like, something about like, you know, oh, just tell your kids it will like only take a minute. And I'm like, no, I need to go lay them down before I go and school another one.
Then calls Jarbo a bitch for not coming.
Oh, I got called a punk ass bitch. I don't know. A bunch of things people were telling me. I was laughing because I don't care. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I don't give a shit about this guy. You know what I mean? Like, if you got a problem with me, you can come to my chat and bitch at me in the chat, and I'll drop you a link and you can come on. I mean,
exactly.
I had a big problem with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, and I laid him the hell out last week. What the fuck do you think I'm gonna do to you?
Right.
You know, like catch me.
Wait, you talked to Jeremy like in person?
No, on that stream that you were looking at with Max.
Oh, which
dude, I pop in that motherfucker about an hour and 22 minutes.
No way.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it because I'm about to react to it for combat.
Oh, it's a long one, dude. It's a long one. Yeah, no. I go in that motherfucker for I go off on Jeremy. And I hit him hard, but it was all done to a point. It was all done to deflect shit. Like again, and me joking about that is going to make it come across like I'm stubborn and I have a gigantic ego.
No, I know.
But it's the idea though is and Ty, you'll back me up on this. I pay the fuck attention.
As I said, guys, anyone who wants, so watch my last pop culture update. It's about Batgirl and the future of the DCEU. Halfway through, I talk about Matt Jarbo. Guys, you need to start paying attention to what Matt is saying. You might have your gripes. You might have your grapes. I just rhyme the two because they sound the same. You might have your whatever with Matt, but he knows the game inside and out, like inside and out. He plays it and he knows exactly what it's all about. Listen closely to what he says about certain people. You might not like Matt. You might not like what he has to say, but listen. He has nothing to lose, and he's only telling you the truth.
Well,
That's
well,
simple.
there's I like to, you know, I like to be as fact based as I possibly can. So there's that. But the thing is though, with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, I know his grift, I know his game. I'm gonna call it out. With these guys, it's kind of the same thing. They, you know, because what all Scoops wanted to say was like. Is it Scoops or is it Scoots? I think it's Scoots, but whatever.
I don't know. Can you hold on for 1 sec?
Yeah.
I've been trying to get the CJH with the $2. I don't know what California. I don't know. Is it California dollars? Do they have?
No, that'd be Canadian.
Thank you.
Hold on. I know you're on the East Coast, but we do have one currency here in the United States.
Listen, I work for a luxury furnishing company, and California is the only asshole state that has its own style bed. So I
hey man, don't knock them California Kings, all right? Like there's a reason why we all have an ego from California.
Yeah, by the way, the show is going to be futurely sponsored by Showcase Cinemas and Satva. Get your, I'll be able to get you a mattress, a brand new luxury mattress. We'll talk about that later.
I've got a king size Tempur-Pedic, so
fuck Tempur-Pedic, dude. I can get you a better mattress at a fraction of the cost.
Well, I've got the whole bed. I've got the bed.
Yeah,
with
it
the
doesn't
rem-
matter. It doesn't matter. Dude, I'm a sleep expert.
Yeah,
bro.
but like I dropped like $7,000 on this bed. So
Yeah, that's retarded. That's so stupid. I almost said a real bad word. We'll talk later about that.
Sure.
But the CJH, thank you for the California's $2 super chat. Source, trust me, dude. You're so right. And then we have one more from Billy Robert, $9.99 super chat. Will the fans ever accept the new DC? And I think that's a great question. The new, Matt's been saying it for a long time. He thinks that they should scrap the current plans and start fresh from the Batman. I don't think unless DC, unless they start, unless Zack Snyder is writing and directing, not writing, Chris, Terrio writing, Zack directing, they're not going to accept it. Not truly. They might like it, for things here and there, but they're never gonna accept it. And that's the problem.
No, you're not wrong. There's that's going to be the thing. Unless it's Zack himself that is working on this property, there is definitely going to be an issue with that. Like there's these people that have their entire identities, they're every
Built
one of their
around it.
Yeah, I mean, like, Zack Snyder could like write a joke Bible, like the Bible of Snyder, and they would go to sleep with it. They would snuggle up with it at night and read passages to provide comfort during the dark times. Snyder chapter 1, book 5, cool, he says, and this gives me hope. I mean, look, I love Zack, but like he doesn't do well at public speaking. He's better now than he used to be, but it's just, I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. It's no longer about AFSP. It's no longer about Autumn Snyder. It's no longer about any of that shit. It's about gimme what I want, and if I don't get it, like then they're mad. Look, Peacemaker dropped this week. I've only seen the first 2 episodes. I haven't done the third one yet.
I've seen 7.
Yeah, fuck you. And love you, but fuck you, because I wish I could see all 7. Because I love it. I'm just pacing myself a little bit. And
I should have it open right now.
Why you gotta tease me, Ty? Why you gotta tease me with that?
Ooh.
Share your screen, bitch. Not kidding.
Yeah.
But no, look, Peacemaker's a good show. It's a very good show.
Dude, it's awesome. It not only does it bring you into this world, but it's funny. It's action packed. It relates here. It's just and it's the first true DC TV show that connects to a larger universe. And I really do. I'm loving it. I'm loving what Peacemaker has to deliver. I think John Cena in the role is perfect. I think he's nailing the character. I think, he's very underrated, in terms of people taking him seriously as an actor. And I think, with Peacemaker, the character's not like super serious, but John Cena is perfect for the role.
Yeah. No, he's great. I think the whole cast is great. Like one of my favorite lines was from like the last line from episode 2, where Vigilante's like, 3 years ago I would have shot you both in the head for that.
Oh, and they're in the bed smoking.
Yeah. I just thought that was great because like,
right. That dude, amazing. But Adrian Chase, like when we saw him in the CW version, Adrian Chase is a way more serious in tone. Like this is a different Vigilante. So I think that was hard to adjust to at first, but once you give that up and forget about that, because the CW doesn't matter aside from Supernatural, then you're good. But back to the topics at hand. So the CGH, Billy Robert, there is no new DC though. unless they reboot with Pattinson, there's only a mess of old and new DCEU. Now, this comes down to scoopers. Now, scoopers, and back to the scooper thing. Matt, honestly, the Snyderverse, dead or not?
See, and I'm being objective when I say this, okay? That's a complicated question.
It is.
It's a complicated answer. And I can kind of answer it. I would say Snyderverse, well, the Snyderverse, yeah, it's like that's Zack's original content.
I'm talking about the Snyderverse,
the
proper.
DC stuff. You're talking, yeah. I mean, again, there's like variants of Snyderverse. Is it the DC or is it Zack? And that's where there's got to be that disconnect, because a lot of people, and Zack has said Snyderverse is my original content. So Sucker Punch, fucking Army of the Dead, Rebel Moon, shit like that. That's all his original content, not adaptations. So it doesn't, like that's what he's trying to argue there. And he said it, and like none of his fans are accepting of that, which I think is really fucked up. Like he's saying, hey, this is my content. And people are like, no, sit down, director boy. You do what we tell you. But in the case of the DC side of things, Zack Snyder's Justice League, I believe, is a cul-de-sac. I don't think we're going to see that continue. But that doesn't mean that the tone and the characters will not continue onward. So if you look at, again, Aquaman follows Justice League. Justice League is still part of that timeline. Wonder Woman 84 takes place before then. With any luck, number 3 won't be anywhere near as bad. But Shazam takes place in that same general universe. Birds of Prey in the same general universe. I mean, Suicide Squad might not be. Because they haven't really given us a definitive timeline yet.
No, they have not.
And it could be, but if what I'm hearing is like, they have this, that's the whole thing with this pocket universe shit. It's confusing.
Very confusing.
It's yeah. So look at the Flash. The Flash is Ezra Miller. Ezra was cast in BVS. That's when we first saw him. Then we got Justice League, and now he's doing his own movie. That is, I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. And then like that's tying into Batgirl, and Batgirl is like an amalgamation of fucking everything.
Of both, because in the magazines we see the Capitol bombing, we see Lex Luthor's name, even though it's spelled wrong. Yada yada.
Oh God, that was a that was a mess.
That's another thing. That's a whole another topic. Even though it's spelled wrong, whatever. It looks like Batgirl. So whatever happens in the Flash is going, because that's the thing. Batgirl takes place canonically after the Flash. So whatever the Flash does is going to set up Batgirl, right?
Yeah.
In terms of timeline, in terms of world building, in terms of who can show up, who can't show up, etc., so on and so forth. And the confusion lies in, Commissioner Gordon being tied to Ben Affleck, the newspapers or whatever, seemingly referencing the Capitol bombing. But what I was thinking, or at least what threw me off, was that one of the newspapers says, Lex Luthor's looking for an attorney to appeal the court sentence. No matter what, if you're going with Justice League or if you're going with Zack Snyder's Justice League, Lex Luthor was not in jail at the end of both. So I'm very confused. Will the Flash rewrite anything, or chain reaction something? Because the Capitol bombing still happened, so Lex Luthor thus should be in jail. But how is he? Unless they caught him again, I don't know. There's so many questions. But
yeah,
all I want is good stories to be told. All I want is good. I'm so done fighting. And again, back to the point. I'm so done with the in-house fighting. I'm so done with it. There's no reason to fight. There's no reason. Because you know why there's no reason? Because we can't do anything about it. At the end of the day, Warner Brothers is a movie studio. They cannot wait for Zack Snyder to say yes. They cannot. Ben has been on a tour, a tour of basically saying, I'm done.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he's done it multiple times, and yet for some reason, that's like a lot of people are like, nah, you playing, Ben. Sit down. You drunk, Ben. You drunk. There's a lot of that nonsense that
Into the nerd theorist, I do have some information about Henry Cavill. I can't share it. I wish I could, but there's a reason that I'm not talking about Henry Cavill. So, I guess that if that gives you any insight.
I don't know shit, and I don't want to know, to be honest with you. Like,
we need more headless Henry Cavill.
That was great.
What a cameo though. What a cameo.
His stunt double.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude.
I have a theory about that though, and I have a theory that really, again, this is all just an idea, but I'm wondering if Danny Garcia fucked over Henry Cavill, and looking at how the Rock does business and how.
One second. Let me do it. What?
What? Are you curious?
You're saying, well, it was supposed to be. Hold on, let's do that one more time. Say the Danny Garcia fucked over Henry Cavill.
Danny Garcia fucked over Henry Cavill. Dun 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 dun.
What did you just say?
Yeah, I said it. Oh, I said it. Well, let me explain. Look, we all know that they're trying to really bolster $7 Productions right now. They're trying to make that.
Thank you, Billy. But I'm sorry.
Oh no, I see it. Good job. Good. Thank you, Billy. And if you look at it, like, there's been all these articles about Hiram Garcia as like this new it producer, right? Like they're trying to build up. I think it's Danny's brother or something like that. And there are a lot of articles that come out, following. What the fuck was the recent one? Oh, Red Notice, because that was a $7 production, movie. And but again, like, Danny Garcia was executive producer on Shazam, right? So she was an executive producer on Shazam. So was The Rock, and her other client is Henry Cavill. And what was the fight?
Wait a second. Danny Garcia was a producer on Shazam.
Executive producer on Shazam.
No way.
I'm not making that up.
Caden.
Caden, can you fact check me, please?
Yeah, Andy Garcia and The Rock were both producers on
Shazam 1.
Yeah.
And Shazam 2.
And Shazam 2. Because it's part of the
Shazam
$7
2
production, New Line Cinema.
Oh.
It's New Line Cinema and $7 production that are producing those two films. They're producing that side of the DC universe. Yeah.
Wow.
Because basically The Rock was going to be the Black Adam was going to be the main villain in Shazam 1. But The Rock said, no, let's build up to that fight of Shazam and Black Adam. So then we have them two going on their own paths, and they'll have a crossroads somewhere. And that somewhere will be their quote unquote fight. And if Superman's involved or not, who knows?
Yeah.
But it's just like
remains to be seen.
Yeah, right. So it's just so it's $7 production, New Line Cinema. And like and that's not like crazy known, but it's kind of been known type of thing,
Interesting. Thank you.
Yeah.
So okay, I did not know that. I didn't. I'm sorry.
No, there's no, it's okay. A lot of people didn't know that, to be honest with you. And but that's the thing. She was The Rock's agent, and she's Henry Cavill's agent.
Yeah, and she's The Rock's ex-wife.
Yeah, and business partner. So they're very, very, very connected, right? They're very, very, very connected. And another thing there to keep in mind about is they were the ones also negotiating to get Henry Cavill as a cameo in Shazam.
Right.
So explain to me then, again, just explain to me how it is that the producers of the movie are also representing a client who they want to have be in this movie.
Right.
And yet they're not able to make the agreement happen. That seems a bit sus in my mind.
It does.
Because it would be like, well, okay, hold on, we'll work with you. We'll, quid pro quo sort of thing.
Right.
And at the time there was just the rumor that that Henry wanted too much money for the cameo appearance, and there was also the bit there about how a cameo might be like his third appearance in the contract that he had signed, and I'm sure they would have negotiated that.
Negotiating for
But I,
Justice League,
yeah, I'm pretty certain it was all about the fucking money. And then that was right around that same time where we got the first report that Henry Cavill was out as Superman. And then we saw that, you know, there was that weird cryptic Instagram video where he held up a Superman toy or statue, you know, and that was like to let people apparently know that he was still Superman. Dude, that was like almost 4 fucking years ago.
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy, right? And then the movie came out the following year, Shazam did, and we got a headless Superman that was done by the stunt double, and Henry Cavill went off to go do The Witcher. I would argue The Witcher has been more beneficial for his career than playing Superman at this point. Because, hey, I know the Snyder Cut came out a year ago and we got to see him play it again, but he actually hasn't filmed anything new for Superman since 2017. And even that was Justice League. So he hasn't played the role in 5 years. And there's been no movement on it because the company apparently doesn't want to deal with it. Well, is that if this point, it would be down to the representation that he has. The representation that he has would be the one that would go and negotiate on behalf of him with the company. That's why you pay the 10% for representation. And if it's a package deal that they're maybe trying to, so what I'm wondering is if they're trying to renegotiate right now to move Henry Cavill from Warner Brothers over to New Line and have it go under that contract. And instead of, you know, and like maybe sign a new deal that it's just going to be in the New Line movies, which would be the 7-month production ones. I mean, look, that's all theory and speculation. Yeah.
And the Shazams, yeah, and the Shazam series.
And that's kind of the whole point, though, is that like if your agent is the one overseeing this stuff and you're not in it, that's a problem. Like, why, you know, like why they did Red Notice? Why is Henry Cavill going to be in Red Notice too? That's my question. Because, you know, they start shooting The Witcher season 3 here, I think in the next couple weeks, and which is good because they need to get that shit done by the end of this year because a 2-year wait's going to kill the momentum of the show.
Real quick, pause. So, Streamyard is not updating comments because I'm looking here.
Oh yeah, they did that to me last night too.
And the last comment that we have in Streamyard is HBart saying we need more headless Henry Cavill. We've had about 35 messages since then, and nothing is coming up. So, guys, I'm sorry about your comments. I'm gonna try to keep track of them on my phone. I don't understand what's going on, but very sorry for that.
No, it happens.
Caden, can you try to figure out what's going on?
Yeah, I reloaded my page and it came back up.
Okay, can you keep the comments going up? All right. So anyway, sorry about that, Matt.
No, it's all good. It's all good. All I'm saying is just my theory is that it has a lot to do with Danny Garcia, and I think they might have blown their chance with Warner Brothers by overplaying their hand, and it's possible that all of this boils down to how well Black Adam does. Because, you know, The Rock wants Henry Cavill, or he wants Superman to be in, you know, one of the Black Adam movies. He wants to fight him. That's his goal. I would argue that if there's one person in Hollywood that could probably make that a reality, that, of course, would be, you know, fucking The Rock, because he's a business guy.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like if Warner's is like, look, we don't want multiple Supermen on the screen, you know, even though they're doing 3 iterations of Batman coming out to theaters in 2022, there's like they may not want to do that with Superman.
Well, arguably, we have Supergirl, we have Tyler Hoechlin as Superman in Superman and Lois, and then potentially Henry Cavill. So we have 3 super people on screen at the same time. So that's there you go. That's another one, right? So 3 Batmen, 3 super people, 2 Flashes. You know, DC is very convoluted, and it's very hard to, and I think that's the root of the problem is DC has become so hard to follow in general audiences. Guys like us, we can follow it, but we are not the majority. The majority is the general audience. The general audience needs to know what's happening.
Yeah.
That's why No Way Home worked so well, because the general audience could fucking understand. Oh, okay, I get it. 3 Peter Parkers, right? They understood it. Maybe not fully, but they got it. It made, it happened and they understood it. But with DC, it's like, they're gonna go see Robert Pattinson's Batman, and they're gonna say in their head, "Oh, is this connected to that other Batman that I saw, in Zack Snyder's Justice League or Justice League, whatever?" They're gonna have a hard time differentiating the two or separating them, I should say.
Yeah, no, they really are.
Even with the Joker, right? The Joker, people, general audiences were like, is this Joker part of a larger universe? And the answer is no. But they didn't know that. They thought, oh, this Joker will show up soon in something. No, because audiences are so fine-tuned to the cinematic universe now. So everything's got to connect. Everything's got to be interwoven. But that's not always the case. And in my personal opinion is I think DC has had more success with movies that don't try to connect to a larger universe.
Well, and I believe you're correct on that one, but the only reason why that's real is because they've poorly handled everything else there's been so much inconsistency and what appears to be backpedaling and retconning and things along those lines that they just that a lot of people out there they don't have faith, is my personal opinion on that one. Right. And I think a lot of people are maybe kind of starting to come to terms with that a bit. Like, it's unfortunate that that it happened. It's unfortunate that Warner Brothers has not had any faith in its own content while they've been still trying to go, chase the Marvel dollar. They've been trying to chase the Marvel trend.
Right.
And again, it has everything to do with the fact that they just have mismanagement of the company. And I think the merger, the AT&T buyout, hurt them. This Warner Media spinoff into Warner Discovery or whatever, Warner Brothers Discovery, whatever they're doing, is going to hurt them.
What is it?
I think it's Warner Brothers Discovery, but
no, I thought it was Warner Discovery. I don't
fucking know anymore, man.
Who cares, dude?
But I think it's still going to end up hurting them.
You think so?
Because all it does is just continuously cause that level of brand confusion, and a lot of people.
1 second.
Yeah.
HBarts did. I'm on my. I brought my laptop in. HBarts. Yeah. Thank you. Why are they showing a Moon Knight trailer during NFL? Well, the NFL. Is it the playoffs now?
Oh, fuck if I know, dude. I don't watch football.
I believe it's the playoffs. So, the playoffs, NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl are a very, very hot time to debut trailers because of it's not because the NFL has some cool deal with the movie studios. It's that they know that there's going to be a lot of people watching. It much like Zack Snyder going on. I know Matt's going to fight me on this, but it's much like Zack Snyder going on Grace Randolph's channel. He knows how to market.
No, I don't disagree.
Yeah, so that's the reason HBarts. If you want to know.
Yeah,
so,
no, I don't disagree on that at all.
By the way, Zach, a Moon Knight trailer dropped.
A teaser dropped.
Okay. Well,
there's it's only a few seconds. I haven't.
Are we gonna watch it on your channel?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I already get enough stupid copyright crap on there anyway.
I mean, tonight, I guys, real quick, pause the show real quick. I do want to say, lots of super chats tonight. Thank you so much. The show is, it's Caden, me and Caden and I. So all the money that we raise goes back into the show. We can't do this without you guys. Thank you so much. As you guys know, or maybe you don't know, it's really hard to make money on YouTube. And the cost to do these shows, is I mean, Matt knows it's expensive. The equipment, the systems, all of it, and then having to have all the streaming platforms, all that just to keep up. So guys, thank you so much. You guys are truly the lifeblood of the Pop Culture Corner. And in this new year, I have so much planned, so much planned. The channel is definitely going to be transitioning into something new, something better. So I can't wait. I can't wait. Like I said, I just bought a $6,000 a camera. So things are
Jesus,
about
dude.
to.
That's a huge. That's a big fucking. My God.
Did you see her?
No, I did not actually. That's the. I mean, even my camera is like $700. What'd you get?
All right. So I can't talk about why I bought it because that's still confidential. So
What kind is it? Is it the Luminex or?
no, it's a Sony Alpha series.
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah. So people make movies with these. Sorry. So it comes like this. That's not the camera, but it has like a cover on it.
Well, that's the body, but you need the lens.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get the fucking thing off. There we go. This is just a basic lens. I have two other ones. The camera itself cost $2,000.
Yeah.
And then the lens. By the way, lenses are way more expensive than the actual cameras. Lenses are super, super expensive, especially high-end lenses. So.
Oh yeah, no, high-end lenses are they're definitely costly. They are definitely
So
definitely
in total, my bill at Best Buy was $56.50.
Damn. Hope you get some good points on that one. Because I got you have the My Best Buy rewards, right? At least that
Yeah.
one.
And then I got two microphones. This one's stupid. I don't like it. It plugs into it.
Oh yeah, I don't know why they always show those like little crap ass Rode mics. Like they're not terrible, but you're not going to get good sound with them.
But Ty, being the genius that he was, bought a Sony specifically made for microphone that attaches to the top like so. It just slides in and locks in.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still going to want to look if you're going to do anything with that. That's going to require like anything. You're going to want to have, you're going to want to have like a lapel mic or something that is dedicated, like an XLR.
Yeah. I have lapel microphones. I want to get a boom microphone, but I mean, that's just me. But I'm like I said, the show is going to be transitioning into a like new rock star style. I'm going to be still doing live streams, but I want to do a lot of short, like 15-minute videos, like explaining things, doing pop culture updates from different spots. I have a lot of plans. And I can only do these things. Luckily, like Christmas money helped me buy this. I've been saving for it for a while. Now I got to take it apart. I'm pissed that I even did this because it's very dangerous. Like it's so scary. Like taking it apart.
When you first get it, you're just like, it's like getting a baby.
It literally is like getting a baby. You don't want to touch it with dirty hands. Like, and it came with this like cool little case.
Nice.
But no. But I only bring it out because like I'm very serious about the future of the channel. I'm very serious about bringing this to the next level. And I only did this because there are deals in place. There are things happening behind the scenes that I can't talk about. But I can talk about them starting next week. So next week, we're going to be making some big announcements in regards to the channel, and I truly can't wait to make those announcements. But back to what we were talking about. Why did I bring out a camera?
I don't know. You wanted a humble brag.
I did. No, I didn't.
There we go. I just changed my my avatar for my stream, which I think I scheduled for like 10:15 or like I don't know.
Well, I'm going to be jumping right from here to yours.
Yeah.
We made a lot of money. Not a lot of money, but we made some. We got a lot of super chats tonight, guys. Thank you so much. You truly are the lifeblood of the Pop Culture Corner. Jarbo and I are going to finish this conversation, and then we're going to be heading to his channel. Guys, make sure that you subscribe to $3 Theater and check out Hollywood After Dark. I know you already do. But some final thoughts here on from Jarbo and I. Listen, is the scoop game going too far? Is the leak culture ruining movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not excited for scoops.
Like not even ruining movies, but ruining the big secrets, right? Everybody's out for the big secret. What's the big secret in this? And then they try to get a picture of it, or it leaks out somehow. I believe someone was talking about, oh God, I can't remember what it was, but there was like someone who was involved in a project said, oh, there's this big secret. Oh, I think it was Grace Randolph, honestly. She tweeted about Doctor Strange 2. And she said that there's something that's huge and she hopes it doesn't leak out, but it probably will. And then another person said, I know what she's talking about. I'm not leaking it. I hope it doesn't leak out. So apparently something huge is going to happen in Doctor Strange. Now, this movie is going to be riddled, and there's going to be a plethora of... if No Way Home was an indicator on how big and how crazy a movie can get, Doctor Strange 2 is its big brother, right? So much stuff is going to happen in Doctor Strange 2, it's not even funny. So whatever this secret is, it's probably going to leak out. And you know what?
Well, there was a thing yesterday where a particular rumor was trending on Twitter as a result to that, and then I had heard someone told me, and I got no fucking idea if it's true or not.
Are you talking about the Ghost Rider thing?
Not the Ghost Rider thing. No. Something else entirely that would I don't want to say, because I don't want to potentially, I don't know if it's real. Someone told me it was real, but I don't know, and I don't want to think about it until I see the movie. But it's kind of like it'd be a fan casting that has been going around for years now. So
we'll talk after.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
But guys, do me a favor. We're gonna be wrapping up. This was gonna be. Luckily, Jarbo was here, because I was going to go off on a lot of people, and I was going to name a lot of people, and I'm glad I didn't. Listen, my advice to you, if you're a drama channel, if you're a scooper, if you're someone who leeches on scoopers and thus it only talks about what they say, guys, come on. We owe it to our audiences to be truthful. We owe it. They come to us, right? They come to us because they like who we are, right? They like who we are. They trust us, right? We get the information. They could get the information by themselves if they just went on Twitter. It's not that hard. But no, they come to us. You know why? Because they like having that conversation. They like engaging. They don't like being lied to. And most of you are lying. You're lying. Stop. Stop the bullshit. Let's just be real. The writing's on the wall. especially when it comes to the DCEU. The writing's on the wall. And if No Way Home proved anything, even if a door is shut, it can always be opened. Nobody could find Tobey Maguire before No Way Home came out. Nobody. I don't think he did one interview. I don't know if anyone saw him ever. Andrew Garfield, on the other hand, deserves an Oscar for his performance even before the movie. The way he was so adamant and so downright serious when he said, no, I'm not in it. I didn't get a call. He was so good. Nothing is impossible. Nothing. Nothing is over. Nothing. Nothing is truly over. Again, at the end of the day, we're talking about mythical fucking fairy tale creatures.
Yeah.
Money's the key. Any last words, Matt Jarbo?
I know a lot of people out there really want this stuff to continue, especially in regards to like the DC side of things. And I do too. I've been very open about, I would love to see whatever Zack had planned, for these movies. I just don't see it happening. Take everything with a grain of salt. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. I have my opinions, but I lay it out there in as fact-based of a way as humanly possible. And I try not to use the, just trust me, bro. I try not to do that, but I have done it, and but I try to use it sparingly so it's not like, doesn't overplay its hand, I guess. I think Scoopers,
right.
look, I think Scoopers, leaks have always happened. They're always going to happen, but nowadays, because of everything, I think more and more people are paying attention to them, and it's giving them this newfound success that maybe they haven't had before. But take everything they say with just, okay, cool. If you want it, that'd be cool. But we don't know yet. And as regards to Spider-Man, that was something that that was a Feige suggestion that they made work. And it worked narratively. That's the whole point. Narratively, it worked because they took the time to plot it out and to make sure that it worked. Where we are now with DC, who knows if they've done that? Because you don't have a track record of content showing you that kind of interconnectivity and care has been given to these properties outside of what I would argue Zack Snyder has had a direct hand in. And by that, I do mean the first Wonder Woman. I think the first Aquaman movie, because he helped with that as well.
Yeah, I still can't believe that. I mean, that grows that over $1 billion, the longest running joke in superhero fandom, grossed over $1 billion. There's a reason for it, because it was a more fun movie, right? It was a more fun movie. BVS, the Ultimate Edition, I think it might have been like a 900 million kind of movie. I don't think it would have been $1 billion. But in any other world, the first time Batman and Superman are on screen together, that's $1 billion easy. But the $1 billion club, it definitely isn't a standard that we should set as, if it doesn't, it's not a good movie. If it does, it is. I don't think that's a good standard. I stand with William at the Sci-Fi Center in saying that.
Yeah.
But I know you have to get your stream going, right?
Yeah.
Guys, truly an honor. I had such a fun time tonight. Very good show. I still have so much more to say when it comes to scoopers and all that, and I'll be sure to say it. Basically, what I'm going to be doing for Peacemaker, I've seen the first 7 episodes, so I am not allowed to talk about each episode until they air. So I'm going to record my reviews one night before, and then I'm going to debut them the day of the day. Like the minute it comes out, my review will come out. The first 3 episodes were amazing. In my mind, I can't wait for more. But definitely tune into that. I'm going to be doing a video tonight, pre-recorded, combating hate. And it's going to be me reacting to the Mad Max. By the way,
It's going to be a long video. I'm telling you that right now.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
A lot of people are upset with Max. What's going on with that?
Oh my god.
I know this. I know.
Like,
It's right.
all right. So to kind of like, I guess, summarize it, I can only tell you why I'm frustrated with Max.
I'm frozen.
And wait, what happened? Did I freeze up or what?
No, I'm frozen.
Oh, it happened. StreamYard's been acting kind of weird. I can only tell you why I'm frustrated with Max. And I'm frustrated with Max. And I was literally just telling this to him privately too. So I don't care. I'll say it publicly. I don't give a shit. Like, he has made multiple streams about me. He has misconstrued things that I have said.
I saw a couple thumbnails.
He
where it
doesn't
was
do
like,
his research. He doesn't do his research. And he comes in hot. And then when he gets called out, he backs down. He wants to be friends with everybody, even those that like espouse like very dangerous viewpoints, very dangerous ideologies. And look, there are things about him that I know personally that I will not say that I think play into this. I think he likes chaos because he needs it in his from stuff in his personal life.
dude, he's making fun of Jeremy. Like the reason, like the minute Jeremy came on, right? He's like, "Oh, dude, I was making fun of your beard." It's like, bro, you wear a mask.
Yeah.
Why you?
Well,
Why?
yeah.
Why you're? And listen, I don't care. I don't care if he's hiding his identity to protect his family. Don't make fun of someone's physical attributes if you wear a mask on screen. Like, dude, and then the first thing that the panelist says is to Jeremy is, if I saw you in the street, I'd slap the shit out of you. It's like, dude, are you serious? That's how this started. That's how the show started. I was like, that's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing that as my next combating hate. That was an awful, 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 awful debate.
Yeah.
Except I didn't know you popped in. I only watched like 10, 15 minutes of it.
Oh no, I come in later. Like, and even then it goes off the rail. Like last night on Forced Adversity's channel, he did a whole like he watched my debate with Jeremy. It was like it's a while. It's a long one.
Can you give me the times?
Yeah, if you go, it's about an hour and 22, 23 minutes in. So that would be when you find it. But I'm already like 15 minutes late from my own stream, so I got to dip over there. If you want to finish up here, then come on over. I dropped the link for you in the private chat.
Yeah. I'll be there.
So I got to hop over to mine to say hey, and then we'll go over there. But anyway, thanks for having me on, guys. If you want to follow over there, it's going to be a lot more wild and crazy stuff.
All right, guys. As always, it has been a 100. Once my camera keeps. I don't know. My camera keeps giving out. But 1 second. What? I gotta fix this. But I truly appreciate every single one of you. I'm over COVID, so the content is gonna start rolling and rolling and rolling. We are going to be nonstop here at the Pop Culture Corner, whether it's articles at GWW or videos here, both tying together. We have a lot planned with Showcase Cinemas. I will tell you this, and this is a little insider's tip. We are going to be interviewing some of the biggest stars in Hollywood. That is coming soon. And I'm in negotiations with Showcase Cinemas. I can't talk too much about it, but like I said, there's a reason I bought the camera. There's a reason for everything. I can't wait to make the announcement. I'm this close to signing the deal. It's going to be real fun. And Caden, Caden is one of my best friends online, and I can't wait for him to be a part of it. I know Caden has big things going on for himself, but the rising tide brings up all the ships, guys. And we are on a journey. The show is going to take a much needed revamp in 2022. We have so much planned for you guys. Become a member now. Become a member now while the prices are so low, because I promise you're going to want to be a member. I promise. I'm telling you now. I promise. Send a super chat. Support the show, guys. I will not forget the people that helped me out when it was in the beginning. I love you all, no matter what. Please subscribe, share the show, like it. do all that jazz, and Caden, get the button ready. We do it for you, and we do it for the culture.